So this is the Volcano Gallery West, where I'm having my first solo show of mosaics. I've only been making mosaics for about 20 years, but this is the first solo show. And I have in here a sampling of the works that I've made in different styles over the years, and some very new stuff. So I just wanted to give you a peek at what's in here. This is an early work that I did in the classical style. These are what's called smalti, which is chunks of glass, or an opaque, and obviously this is a copy of an ancient Roman dove. And this, very different, is something completely new, which is a type of mosaic in which you don't cover the whole surface with tesserae, which is the little pieces. This is called When the Wheels Came Off, and it's made from deconstructed Asian pottery, as you can see, and tinted thinset or mortar and other elements. This one happens to be one of my favorites. This is called Darkness Visible, and I was inspired to make this looking out of the window of an airplane on my way back from a mosaic conference. This represents the window of the airplane, and I'm looking out at the Denver airport at night. This one has an interesting story. This is called Genesis, and I wanted to do something that was primarily in shades of white. But I was inspired by these glass, tumbled glass, the bottoms of bottles tumbled. I love the way when you put them together they look like cell division. And it just so happens that as I was trying to create a primeval soup of materials, I learned that my daughter was pregnant, and later that year she gave birth to my first grandson. So this one is very special to me. This one I just call California Winter, Sheep and Cranes. This is the biggest piece in the show. And as you might have seen in the local newspaper, they did an article about it, and about this one as well. This represents California landscapes in the winter with natural rocks. I love the muted tones of California hills and the symbiosis of the sheep and the cranes that come to feed. And I was trying to show with all these millions of little hand-cut tesserae the late afternoon light spreading across the hills and the peacefulness of the whole scene. It took me about 7 years to make, not full time. I was working at the time, but I worked my nights and weekends on this, and I finished it just before moving up to Volcano. These are three of my newest pieces. I imagine it as a triptych. And they were made with deconstructed Mexican pottery and other black matte tiles. It's an abstract, and I am exploring abstract, and so they are equilibrious, circles of affinity, and I call this one tropisms, the growth. So here we have celui-ci sont mes petites bibliothèques. Ce sont des mosaïques avec 3 éléments seulement, le smalti, les morceaux de redwood or sequoia, et thinset en noir. And I don't know why I'm speaking French or why I like to call them petites bibliothèques, but that's what they are. It's just to show you that you can make a mosaic with very few elements. And I made a whole bunch of them, so you can take home something if they appeal to you. This one is a glass-on-glass mosaic that I made very recently. It's a new a new format that I'm experimenting with. This has to do with the centerpiece of this exhibit, but we'll get back to that in a moment. Two more. We have this abstract study of the paisley motif. I made it a few years ago, and I was just playing with the beautiful, sumptuous colors of green and pinks that you can get in stained glass, and just playing with the theme. And this was a little small mosaic that I made on another abstract. I had been asked to do a piece for another exhibit, and I ended up making two. The other one went to the exhibit, and this one stayed with me. And you can see amidst the abstract of the words love. All right, so the centerpiece of this exhibit is something that I call Sunflowers for Ukraine. And it's an installation. This is the first time I've actually made an installation. I have taken rocks from the local river and other sources and mosaic directly onto the river rocks. Each one is unique, each one is different, and I've spent all summer and fall making them. Around the edge you'll see what I call debris of war. It's supposed to indicate the destruction of war, and these sunflowers, which are the national flower of Ukraine, emblazoned on the pile of rocks, is, I hope, will symbolize to people the resurgence of the Ukrainian people out of the chaos of war, something that I hope to see sooner rather than later. I hope you'll come see the show if you can, and if not, this is intended for all of my friends who can't make it here. Thank you.